Hi everyone. So this is just going to be a quick video going over the paragraph response that you're going to do today for your online assignment. So this is going to be based on an article called A Brief History of Salem Witch Trials. So you're going to make sure that you're listing evidence in your response. That's going to be a really big component of this assignment. So make sure you're doing that. So my first step would be to click the link and read through that article. A lot of it you're going to know because of your prior knowledge about the Salem witch trials and the Puritans. So remember all that background information we did? You can pull that into your response to make it more supported with evidence. So you're going to make sure you're using this as a source though, so your audience, your readers know you're not just making this stuff up. So in this paragraph, you're probably wondering, okay, we get it. What am I writing about? So it's broken up into two different sections. So your first section is going to be, so Arthur Miller named this play The Crucible. What is a crucible? It is defined by Merriam-Webster as a vessel of materials such as porcelain used for melting a substance that requires a high degree of heat or a severe test. So why would Arthur Miller choose this words? Seems a little irrelevant for The Crucible. He could have called it Witch Trials Gone Wrong or something like that, but he chose The Crucible. Why? How does that definition relate to the story? So you're going to write your interpretation. It may be a little bit different than other people's, but that's okay. And then the second part, so based on your interpretation of the title, what are the real world implications? So in other words, it's really scary that this is a real event based on real people. This is not just solely fiction. This actually happened. So how does the test, a crucible is defined as a test, how does the test that you talked about in your first section have higher stakes and really important results, knowing that this is based on a true event in our history? So you are basically making a comment on human nature. You know, Arthur Miller, just like you remember Lord of the Flies, he was making a commentary about human nature as a whole through the lens of these boys on the island. So now we're reading The Crucible, and Arthur Miller's doing the same thing, but with these isolated witch trial events. So what is he saying about human nature? So with those questions in mind, we have a planning page that you guys might recognize. So this is where you're going to plan out your ideas, get your thoughts together. So the first question you're going to complete is just answer that question one. You could look up here, remind yourself what question one is. I also put it down here. So what's your interpretation of the title? Why do you choose it? How does it relate? So you're just going to write that there. You're just answering that question. Then you're going to go on to answer question two. So what is your view about human nature as a whole, keeping in mind that The Crucible is historically accurate, the majority of it. There's a few historical inaccuracies. So then you're going to respond to that question. And lastly, you're going to get that evidence. You're showing your reader, hey, I did my research. This really did happen. So you're going to pull out a shocking fact that you found in the article that's going to prove that this event does have real life consequences. But you're not just going to throw it in there. You're going to make sure you explain it, and you're going to connect it back to what you're saying about human nature. And then you're going to tie your paragraph in a nice little bow, a little Christmas present. We're all excited for the holidays. So you're tying that in a bow with one summary statement. You know, give us a nice little statement about your thoughts. So then all you have to do is go up to your questions and copy and paste it from the beginning. So you're just going to copy and paste it. And this is what is, being graded. This is your final written response. So after you copy and paste, you're just going to read it back, make sure that it sounds cohesive, make sure the punctuation, the capitalization is correct. You're just going to put a little fine polish on your writing. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And if you want, you can look down here. This is exactly what you're going to be graded on. So it's out of 24 points. And if you want, you could look at every subheading. Each is worth 4. So did you answer question 1? Did you answer question 2? Did you incorporate one piece of textual evidence that supports your ideas? Do you have a strong explanation of that quote? And is your writing a nice, polished, cohesive piece at the end? And are you summarizing? You have that summary statement that pulls the whole paragraph together. So those 6 things are all worth 4 points each, so for a total of 24 points. So show what you know, show off all that knowledge you got. I know you guys are going to do a great job, and I'm really excited to read them. Have a good rest of your day, guys.